maybe you have seen the videos I made on the custom Game Gear and Game Boy boxes. If you have seen them, you might have thought to yourself, well, that's nice and all, but it's too much trouble. I have over 100 games and I'm not going to make 100 Photoshop images, print 100 boxes and assemble 100 boxes. It's too much trouble or too expensive. Or maybe you don't even keep your games stacked on a shelf. Maybe you just keep your games on a drawer or on a box of some kind. And you know what? I get it. So I thought about how we could take everything to the basics, how we could make something with the bare minimum essentials to make maybe not a box, but something to keep your games organized, especially games without end labels. And if you have some, you might know that games without end labels, they are a pain to find. And I'm talking Game Boy, Game Gear, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo 64, or whatever else you can think of. But of course, it depends. For example, in this case, you know exactly where Pokemon Pinball is, and you know exactly where there's a Kirby game. Now, from there, things get a little tricky. For example, you wanna play Donkey Kong Land, well, you have 50% chance of getting it right. But let's say you wanna play Super Mario Land, well, good luck. Where do you think is my copy of Shantae? That's easy. I don't have one. So I wanted something easy to make. I wanted to make it simple. I wanted to remove everything that was not necessary, and if you consider that, the most minimalistic box I could come up with is something like this. And these work with any game without end labels. You don't even need a printer if you don't have one. You can just go with a ruler and pencil, but you just need the right measurements and you're done. Not as much as a box, but more, like I said, a pocket. Each cartridge fits exactly inside, there's no extra room, except for an extra centimeter on top. That space you use to place a label of your own, or you can just write on it. I'll provide links for the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and Game Gear templates, and if you want to make one of your own, just follow the same rules. You just need some precision. Here is the full height of the box plus the extra centimeter for the label or for the writing. Here is the depth of the cartridge, so how thick it is. So you take the thickness exactly and you place it here and here. On the bottom here you can measure about half of the height of the cartridge. And those two are the flaps that go behind the whole thing to glue it all together. I have used 1.5 centimeter because that is usually the thickness of double-sided tapes, which are the most simple and easy way to glue this whole thing together. Now for the labels, this is basically the bare minimum essentials of it, which are the game name and these two colored bars on the side. You can use them in any way you want, or just remove them, it's up to you. But they're useful if you want to organize your games by genre or by franchise or any other way you'd like to. For example, make all the bars on the side pink for your Kirby games, so even without looking at the names, you'll know exactly where the Kirby games are. Or like I said on the other video, you can choose a color for a genre. Make the bars on the side green, for example, and use them for your sports games. Make them all yellow and use them for platformers. It's up to you. You don't even need a printer if you have good writing, or at least decent writing, or you just don't care. I wanted to make the least amount of cutting and folding needed, so you can even cut those with scissors. And what's even better, you can cut multiple boxes at once. So just take your measurements, make your template on paper, place it over whatever paper you're gonna use, cut it, and move on. Depending on how good your scissors are, you can cut maybe 2 or 3 sheets of paper at once, so that's 3 boxes in one cutting. This is as simple as it gets. About the paper, that's another one of the good things. You can use any paper you want to, any thickness, you know, as long as the paper can stand its own weight. But doesn't have to be that much. You can use any paper you want, any thickness you want, any color of paper since you're not gonna print on it, and the result's quite good. I'll provide templates for Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and Game Gear boxes. They are extremely simple in their assembling and in their looks, but they get the job done. So I hope you like them.